folks, this is Sam with B Sharp Guitars, and I have with me today the EVH 5150 100-watt tube head. For those who do not know, this is one of Eddie Van Halen's signature heads, and I don't think I really need to do much introduction on Eddie Van Halen. Definitely one of the most influential guitar players of the recent 30-something, a little bit more years. So anyway, this is basically the third signature amplifier head that he's had. This is the first one under the EVH line. It's basically Fender, because that's who Eddie went to work with and started doing his own line, with his initials stamped on it. The first two models were done under Peavey, and I happen to personally own the first one, and I still play it to this day myself. But I have to say, if something was to ever happen to my 5150 first edition, this would probably be the foremost replacement. Now, how does it compare? Well, I would say all three amps are very, good in their quality. And it's been sort of an evolution. Well, the first one is a pretty solid 100-watt, amp. But the only problem, the most notable problem I should say, is that the EQ, the low, mid, and high knobs were for both the clean/rhythm channel and the lead channel. So really can't do a whole lot of switching around and have a variety tone. Now the second one under Peavey sort of fixed that and gave each channel its own little EQ. And of course, when Eddie Van Halen left Peavey and started working with Fender for the EVH line, that model changed its name to the 6505, and it's still available. Now we go on to this. So what kind of separates this one from the other two is that it not only has 1, 2, but 3 channels, each with their own little EQ and own presence knob. And we'll just go and take a little playthrough on this. I'm on the first one. Basically, I just got the gain just barely above, so it's clean. I want some single coils there. And for those who are kind of curious what I'm playing on, I'm using an LTD MH103QM, which I also have available. And I'm playing it through a Line 6 cabinet. Pretty solid, and I'll give it a little bit of dirt. And it's 100 watts, so yeah, it's going to get a little bit loud. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Upset my neighbors. And kind of like so. Now I'll bring it on back down. And while we go through the channels, I'm going to go ahead and tilt the camera and take a look at the foot switch. Lights up. So there you go. You got a switch for each of the channels and also for the effects loop. And it has the lights on, so let you know which channel you're on, which is pretty handy because, as we all know, most stages are going to be pretty dark up there. So let's go to the second channel. That's usually so basically the first two channels are kind of like having one of the first two, or I should probably say the second one. Now the third channel, what does it do? I really don't have this really all that high. And the third channel really lays on with distortion. Because I just had the gain on third channel just like slightly left to the the middle, right around 11 o'clock. And yeah, getting all this. So there you have it. Now I'll bring the camera back up. So when you got an amp like this, unless you have a very particular preference to a certain stomp box, I say stomp boxes are just kind of pointless, and using this with a 5153. Now, far as complaints, well, tone-wise and function, I am all A+ on this. It's just really the ergonomics I'm having a little bit issue with, because one thing I like about the first edition, I want to use my guitar to point this out, is that where you got the 3 presence knobs, which are still pretty handy, I like having the on and off and the standby switch sort of out front, because usually when I play live, I might have more than one tuning switch between guitars, and of course there's always going to be that inevitable equipment malfunction, broken string, cable goes out. I could just simply walk to front, put on standby, and switch out. But this model sadly has the on and off and the standby switches on the back. So that means you gotta go around to do what you need to do with them. But that's a bit of a minor thing. And the other thing is something to be expected with tube amps is it's heavy. But hey, that's just with every tube amplifier, Marshall, PV, Mesa. Of course, Mesa Boogie is probably much the most notoriously heavy of them all, in my opinion. But anyway, there you go, folks. Good shape, has some scratches, some scuffs, so it's been played around some, but still looks great, still sounds great. But that's about it. I am Sam with B Sharp Guitars, over and out.